It's the fourth nationwide protest since May. Thousands taking to the streets in 22 Brazilian states. Indigenous leaders joining forces with left-wing parties, trade unions, and social organizations, calling for President Jair Bolsonaro's impeachment. They say Brazilians must stand tall and break the silence. 74-year-old ACASSUI, TABAJARA TAPEBA, says staying at home in fear of the COVID-19 virus is no longer an option.
Eu priorizo a vida.
We're fighting for our lives. In order to do this, we must impeach the president, who has done nothing to protect us from the coronavirus, but also from hunger and environmental destruction.
There's growing dissatisfaction with the government's handling of the pandemic, which is now being investigated by Brazil's Senate. Bolsonaro was already being blamed for downplaying the danger of the coronavirus and delaying the vaccine rollout in a country with the world's second largest number of deaths by COVID-19. But the investigation took a turn when Congress started looking into accusations of corruption, with government officials negotiating overpriced vaccines.
People are now also protesting because they think that there is a risk to democracy. This poster here says, if the people are out on the streets in the midst of a pandemic, it's because the government is more dangerous than the virus.
Recent polls show that 6 out of every 10 Brazilians asked think Bolsonaro is incapable of leading the country, and that he would be defeated in next year's election by former President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Bolsonaro responded by following former U.S. President Donald Trump's script.
I have already said that only God can remove me from the presidency.
Like the former U.S. president, Brazil's president has already started telling his followers that the opposition is going to rig the election and that he won't accept the results if there is fraud.
There is an important difference regarding the U.S. It's there in the U.S. the military did not get involved, and here they are involved. It's the first time since 1988 that military are clearly involved in politics, and they have turned the democracy issue into a public policy issue, and it is not. It's a constitutional issue, and the military have nothing to do with it. So I think there is an imminent threat to Brazilian democracy through this conjunction, this alliance between Bolsonaro and factions of the military.
The presidential election is still some way off, but on the streets of Brazil, tensions are rising. Yanakiew, Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.